Hey guys, Todd with Great Escape Farms here. I am going to give you a quick West Virginia Homestead update for the fall of 2017. I actually haven't done one this year for you on the homestead out here, so I want to show you the what's been going on, the successes, the failures, stuff like that. So let me show you the sheet mulch project here. This is my perennial garden, so one of the goals of this is to keep deer out. So you'll notice I have barbed wire up on the top, and to hide the barbed wire a little bit so it doesn't look that bad, I'm running grapes up along it, and they're really starting to come along here. So the look I'm really looking for is in the back right there, and I put this barbed wire up last year in July, so July of 2016. This is fall of 2017, and for the most part it has the general skeleton or the general look of what I want, and I'm kind of very pleased with it. And then other than that, I have a path in the center here, so this is all sheet mulched, and my mints went crazy in here. So this is all the mint right here. It was all grown together and it's starting to grow back in again into the path there. So I was in a couple weeks ago and I trimmed it up. And the strawberries over here, you can see they have gone absolutely crazy. The Jerusalem artichoke has gone crazy here, so I'm going to carefully come through and dig out a bunch of those, and I'll actually be selling some of the bulbs of the Jerusalem artichoke. And let's see, this year, so for the most part, everything I'd done, or I just showed you, was done previously. Just one more shot on this. I love this. That's the ultimate goal, is to have this look with the grapes all the way around. So I do have some grapes in right here. They just need to grow up a little more, and these need to grow out some. So anyhow, if you were following me in the past, I did not have the sheet mulch bed complete. It ended right about here. So this summer I completed this section over here, and I did get a few things in. I brought a couple more strawberries back, the ones that go crazy, and I have a bunch of blueberries. I love blueberries, so they are lined all the way across the back. And let's see, I did get ground cover in right here, and that is lingonberry. And I also changed everything over in here to the metal tags that I just showed you there. Previously I had the plastic and paper tags, and they probably 50% of them were worn off. Let's see, I got some wintergreen, and you can see that right in there. That's going to be a ground cover as well. It has a wintergreen flavor and some berries. And trimmed. I had some issues with the chi tree here, so the chi tree is grafted on the Osage orange, and the Osage orange took over. So I trimmed all the Osage orange off, and now I'm trying to straighten it up. So you see it tied in the back because it was kind of leaning out to the back. So I'm going to get it going in a general straight direction there, and then I'll leave it be. And that's about it for the sheet mulched garden here. And in the back I have some weed growing up. I need to get rid of that. That's some prolific stuff there. It's pretty, but very prolific. So, okay, I did do some planting this year, and I'm standing in front of a Lee jujube, and you can actually see this one has a little bit of fruit on it right there. The others I've already harvested off. Over there is a Lang jujube, and then I got all kinds of other unique edibles here. Right in front of me, the one that's looking a little bit sad right there, although it does still have some branches down below that are good, is a tea tree, and then a fig tree back behind that. I have Asian persimmon around the corner. I had two varieties of Asian pear, and after having tried the chi fruit, which is just absolutely awesome, I got another chi tree right here, and I got another tea tree further up in the yard, and I got some more pawpaws this year. I got a medlar tree over here I put in the ground. Let me come over and show you that one. And I'm going to pull the fruit off today because I want this thing to focus on roots and not on the fruit here. But it is a very unique looking, as Michael Judd puts it, medieval looking fruit. Very neat looking tree here with as far as the fruit and all on it. I have one other in the backyard in the food forest here. And as a matter of fact, let's wander on over to the food forest. So the food forest has done quite well this year. We lost a few plants, but that was a big project this year for us. For one, we extended it, and I'll show you this right here. So we extended the food forest up to this point. This is actually a path going across, but we extended it up, and I'm going to extend it. I have the materials to go up another 20 foot or so up this way, and we're just sheet mulching as we go along and then adding in plants. We've added a few in here as well as protecting some of the other ones we have. This mulberry right here, I've had issues with it dying out on me and just not doing well, and I started mulching around it, and it seems much happier, especially during this somewhat of a drought that we've had here. I still have some material back here, you can see, and these are leaves that I collected last fall from both myself and my neighbors. And what I did is I had some tree trimmers bring about 40 yards of mulch. So what I did is I came through, I weeded, and then I put some of the leaves down, very thick layer. And then on top of that, I put some of the hay from the 4 rolls of hay that I had, and then I put the mulch on top of it because we're very windy here and just trying to keep that at bay. And that goes all the way back here in the food forest. And although I've had some loss back here, I still have well over 100 different varieties of plants back here, plus duplicates of some. Some things are doing great. I found some that don't care much for the clay soil here, and they may do better once all of this rots down and I actually have better soil. But this is definitely coming along. Things are definitely doing better. You can see some areas in here where I did not mulch and it looks a little barren, versus back here where I did mulch and things are growing up much better. So I will complete that this fall. And I just noticed a little goji berry there that's fruiting, so I'll have to harvest a little bit of that. I got good raspberries, good blackberries out of here, so definitely getting some harvest. The elderberry's fruited. Here's the medlar right back here. Let me find it. There it is. There's the medlar. You see it is fruiting. This has been in here for a couple years now, so it's fine. I'm going to let it fruit to fruition and actually harvest that this year. I'm in zone 6, and zone 6, a lot of people say you can't have figs, and I actually did get 3 or 4 of the Chicago hardy figs to grow here, and they actually did not die all the way back to the ground. They actually, we had a mild winter, but they actually stayed up on their stalks there, and the stalk from last year, it came right out on the top, so it did very well there. I'm curious to see if we have a hard winter this year, how they will do. Okay, let me come over to this side and show you the plant propagation bed. So I did complete the plant propagation beds as far as the fencing. I only had only had 1 of them complete. The other 3 were not. So I fenced everything out. This one is housing potted plants. This one is waiting for more dirt, or sand, which I will bring in this year. This one actually had sand in it, and I put the mist irrigation system in. I'll show you that in a minute. And we have some rooted cuttings in here. And this one, in the spring, I got some of the plants out. I did not get them all out, so I have some huge elderberries in here, and they're going to be a pain digging them out. I know the roots are going to be big on them, so I'll get everything out of these beds this fall once everything goes dormant and all the leaves fall off. So this one will be completely barren and ready for plants next year. This one will be as well. I will have sand in there and it will be ready. So I will do a big propagation harvest next year. And then these are kind of some experiments. I'm doing some rosemary and several other things in here I hadn't done before, so we'll see how that works. I actually just had the there it is, just have the mist going off so you can see what a mist head looks like. The mist head, the mist irrigation bed I put in this year, I have it programmed to come on every 10 minutes, and comes on for 10 seconds at a time, and I alternate. So I have some on this side and some on that side. So every 5 minutes I have water going on in here. And I also added a shade cloth on top to prevent direct sunlight. So this is a 70% shade cloth, so there's enough sun coming in to help propagate the plants. And with the mist there, these should root out just fine. The mist irrigation system is right here, and the water comes in right, and I have a whole separate video series on this that I'll be posting later this winter. So the water comes in via the hose right here into a filter, and then it goes out in multiple different directions, and I use these what do you call them, sprinkler valves here, and they are electronically controlled. You can see the electronics right there, electronically controlled by a computer system inside, and I also have the program for that I'll include in my series later on this year. And this will go out and it will run across here and hit every single bed, and it comes out, and what it does is it turns water on here, and I have valves all over the place. I can control exactly which ones are on and which ones are off. So this one is on right now. I go into this black hose, and the black hose goes into the mist head that you just saw on. In this case, it would be that one right there. That's that little thing with the green on top. And it just sprays mist out in all different directions. Okay, the water from the hose comes from my garage. On the back side of the garage, or inside of the garage area right here, I have a pump system. I have that protected from the elements. It is receiving the water from my 2-inch input here, which is, let me see if I can back up here. That is in the big tanks right here. And these big tanks, each one 1,550 gallons, are saving water or collecting water from a rainwater harvesting system from the roof. And it's kind of a complicated system here. Well, not complicated, but it's an involved system here as far as filtering and getting clean water into these tanks. So I have had a little bit of algae this year in this tank, but not that horribly bad. The way the sun comes, it comes right here and it goes over there. And by about 2 o'clock, it is behind the garage here on the other side of the garage. So this green tank is protected from the sun. I won't get algae in it because it blocks out the sun. This clear tank and that one right there, which is not in the system yet, I need to add that. That clear tank is going to go around the corner and it won't get any sun. And I'm thinking I will not have to paint these at all because the algae is so small, and the filtering system I have filters out the algae that I do end up with the system. So the water, or the system, is completely self-contained. I do use a little bit of electric to pressurize it for the mist heads, but other than that, everything is completely set up here. So this is the other end of the food forest that I showed you earlier, and you can see right where I'm stubbed off on this PVC right here. The other PVC tank is going to go right in this area. I'll need to do a little bit more leveling, get it level with these guys right here, and that will give me 4,500 gallons of water. And I'm definitely going to need 4,500 gallons of water. As you can see here, this tank is probably 2/3 or more empty, maybe even 3/4 empty. We have not had any appreciable rain in, oh Lord, it's probably been 6 or 8 weeks. And just that little mist irrigation bed has gone through a good bit of water here. So today we're supposed to get an all-day rain. That's why I'm out here right now early in the morning trying to get it in before the rain. And this rain is supposed to get real heavy later this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow. We have the remnants of a hurricane and tropical storm coming through, and hopefully we'll end up with about 3 inches of rain. And 3 inches of rain will actually fill these 2 tanks back up for me here, so that would be awesome. And at the homestead, we sometimes make time for rest and relaxation, and this is the view from my front porch. Just kind of chill out here from time to time. My favorite times to do this are in the morning with a cup of coffee, and in the evening with an adult beverage. And the sun sets just right about there. So in the late afternoon, early evening, it can be a bit of a pain here. And sometimes you have to move, and I will in just a minute to show you where I go, but I need to move somebody off my lap. Come on, Molly. So if this spot isn't working, then what I do is I move around the corner to this sitting spot right here. And again, kind of the same view up there, but I get a little bit of a view of the perennial garden there and the pond, and just a little bit of a different view from here. So again, got to take a little bit of time for rest and relaxation, and I've been known for not necessarily doing that, working from early morning to late evening or sometimes night. So I am definitely trying to do a little more resting and relaxing. Hey guys, this video was running about twice as long as what I had hoped it would, so I'm going to have to split it up into two parts. So this is the end of part one. Look for West Virginia Homestead Fall 2017 Part 2 coming very soon.